What's up, everyone? As you can tell, this isn't my normal voice. I'm still getting over whatever I had and my voice is super nasally. Anyways, let's get into today's video. I wanted to make sure all of the components for the PC and my Xbox One were going to work and play nice together. As you can see on the box, I have an ASRock B550 MITx motherboard. For the CPU, I am reusing a Ryzen 5600X that was in my main rig before my 5900X. I currently have in there. Didn't need a crazy CPU when this PC will mainly be for streaming, and it has 6 cores so it can handle whatever casual game it may encounter. For RAM, I split my old 64GB set into 2 sets of 32 gigs. One for this PC and the other for my stepsons to be upgraded from 16 gigs. 3200 MHz and plenty capacity for the light work I will do on the PC. The CPU cooler is a very low-profile cooler from Noctua. Provides me with extremely low but effective cooling for the CPU and surrounding components. The Xbox One shell is big for a console, but not so much for PC components to breathe. Off with the original backplate, and on with the backplate that comes with the Noctua and HL9A. Put a pea-sized drop of Noctua thermal paste on, and it's ready for the cooler to be installed. Had a visitor stop by to assist with the build. She is not so much helpful as she is a cute supervisor. Being a fantastic YouTuber, I forgot to turn my key lights back on after I came back to my desk before recording this video. You are welcome for the great lighting that allows you to see everything I'm doing. Backplate secured. Tried getting the fan cable tucked under the cooler, before giving in and just rotating the fan so the cable wrapped around, and didn't get in the way of anything else later on. Next, the SSD. It's a Samsung 980 Pro I had from my original build, only 256 gigabytes. But it'll do for the small number of things downloaded onto this system. Having never built on an ITX motherboard, I wanted to figure out the power button and LED pin layout as most headers are in different spots on these smaller boards. The power source was another issue due to space within the Xbox. I could have gotten away with a large external power brick, like this Xbox came with, but I wanted something more sleek and more true to how desktop PCs and new consoles look. I found this 400-watt power supply on Amazon, and it fit the remaining space I had left over after a graphics card was sized into the spec sheet. Speaking of graphics card, I wanted a newer card to take advantage of new technologies and power efficiency. I got this AMD RX 7600 from Amazon, and it fits so perfectly next to the motherboard while having a sliver of space for exhaust fans. I think in the final product, I'm going to cut air slits in the bottom of the Xbox for the card to draw in some fresh air, and not just take up the hot air from the CPU and other components. Now I'm just using the tip of the screwdriver to bridge to positive and negative power pins on the motherboard. Thankfully didn't short anything. Got into Windows 11 and did the first thing any respectable person does with Microsoft Edge. I downloaded Google Chrome. I then downloaded AMD's software for updating my graphics drivers, which would also allow me to see the GPU and its temperature and usage at a glance in Task Manager. The RAM was only showing 16 gigs, and upon further investigation, the PC showed only one DIMM as being populated. After a later restart, I popped the RAM into the DIMM more securely. I ran stationers just to see what kind of FPS the 7600 gave me on this at 1080p. Not a hard game to run, but the most recent I have played and easiest to compare for me. "170 FPS sounds pretty good to me." Here is where I restart to reseat that stick of RAM. Now Windows recognizes all of the RAM, but the speed isn't what it was rated for. So I restarted and entered the UEFI to turn on XMP to get my RAM up to 3200 MHz. Thank you for joining me in my test of my components. Hit like and subscribe to see me cram this into an Xbox. Stay safe. Peace.